What's cracking, guys? Omar Isov here. Got a bodybuilding video for you straight out of California with my bros Silent Mike and Bart Kwan. We're doing all new shit. Well, some old shit and some new shit. Trying to build some muscles. Variations we've never done before. I'm just trying it out. You know, we're in California. This represents some of the last footage from California. I have a few more videos, some very cool stuff coming up. But it'll be back to regular uploads. I'll explain that in a second. I just want to say right here that my boy Silent Mike's about to hit a 225-pound overhead press. First of all, I think that's just plain impressive. I think a 225-pound overhead press is the equivalent of like a 350 bench. But what's more impressive, he doesn't even train the overhead press. He hasn't done an overhead press in months, and that just gets back to strength. Mike's a really strong guy. He puts in the damn time. I want to be mad, but I can't. That's just impressive. No pun intended. My nephew actually, Nasm, doing 455 over there. But strength is strength. You know, you put in the time, you build muscles. Even if you haven't really done a movement, you're probably going to be better than the average person just because you have that muscle, you have that strength base. So I call these Yolo upright rows, mainly because I've never done them before, and clearly upon review of the footage after training, I was doing them wrong, everyone else was doing them right. You're supposed to, you know, kind of do a little bit of a front raise. I was trying to drive them back into my traps. I was using like a snatch grip on them, trying to make it kind of applicable to weightlifting. Speaking of which, for those, the chosen 5%, you chosen 5% that are actually interested in my weightlifting, footage is coming up. Since I got back, that's why uploads have been a little sluggish. To be honest, I've been putting in the damn work. I've been training twice a day. I am fucking sore. My whole body from training hard, straight up. I'm like sleeping like a deadbeat, 10 hours a day, probably 8 sessions a week. And the goal, like I said, is to become proficient at weightlifting, as well as, you know, lose that body fat and look jacked. So a lot of different goals going on, and I'm just focusing on training. So here, Bart Kwan, oh, I don't know, that's weird. Where'd his shirt go? I don't know. It's his gym. So he's doing some upright rows now. That's more the form. They felt pretty good. This is something I'm gonna bring back into my training. I used to do this years ago at Fortis Fitness, and I just like ring pull-ups. First of all, I just like pull-ups. In fact, that's the question for this video. What's your favorite movement that's not the big three? So it's not bench, squat, or deadlift. It could be a variation. It could be, you know, a front squat. Maybe it could be the overhead press, pull-ups. What's your favorite? It can even be an isolation movement, like a bicep curl. What's your favorite movement that's not from the big three? So I'm not going to count weightlifting for myself. I would say probably the overhead press. I just really feel I got the groove. I do like pull-ups, though. They're one of the first movements I used to do when I first started lifting, even before I joined a gym, because that's just something you could do, right? Body weight movements. Bart's a machine. Bart's a former Marine, but besides that, he just has the training, the volume. I don't know, maybe he's just gifted, maybe he just puts in the time. He's a pull-up machine. I've seen him bust out with like 100 pounds of resistance, just reps of pull-ups, and that's something I think is cool. I do respect pull-up strength, and I do respect some of the calisthenics, you know, some of that body weight stuff. I would eventually like to try that. Here we're just hitting up high volume on the bench press, because let's face it, every day is bench day. That's just the truth. Getting the volume in. Rest, we're taking no time between sets. I think we did 30 sets in about 75 minutes. Partially because we had to go to Roscoe's, which has amazing, you know, chicken and waffles, but also because we just wanted to put in the work. We call it bodybuilding because our sets, reps, volume are aimed towards building muscle versus strength for the session. Also for you guys, I want to shout out the NASM, the National Academy of Sports Medicine. They're a personal training certification based out of the US. I believe you should further your education. If you want to become a personal trainer, you should know what the hell you're talking about. They got a free 2-week trial. Actually, my boy Silent Mike, that's his certification that he got. So you can check that out at myusatrainer.com/Omar Isov. Back to my triceps though. Let's just focus on that. Is it because I'm 178 pounds? Is it because the camera's close? But something's going on. And that something is certainly not Mike's form. Not trying to comment negatively on my boy, but there's a little bit of momentum there. So rows, you know, we're finishing up here. Did some rows, not as much bench because, like I said, we're benching the next day. But this is cool. I think this is smart of Bart. He does powerlifting style training throughout the week, gets in all the work for his big movements, and then on the weekend, he'll train more hypertrophy. So that's where the curls come in. You got to do the curls. You know, being shirtless is an option for everyone. Dude in the back was also doing that. Mike right here he showed me this. He's like, bro, try this out. And it did feel pretty good. It's something he learned from Stan Efforting. It was a little awkward at first, but by doing the false grip, I think it removes your forearm, allows you to target your bicep more. My forearm's horrible. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video. And I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in the next one. Peace.